Alright, so I'm doing the um oh, it's gone. The Legend of Red Eagle quest, just because I happened to find the sword, and I don't use swords on this character, which this is not the character I was using before. This is a different character. He is a Breton, and I have to level up because I can't show my skills otherwise. Conjuration, some illusion, restoration, alteration, it's fine. No destruction. I haven't done any destruction spells. And let's see here. I only have a little bit of block because I blocked with a torch when I first started, and I also picked up a skill book. But I haven't used one-handed or two-handed. The only time I ever um, like made a melee attack is to break the spider webs that are in the midden. And I'm using Ordinator perks, so I got some skeletons with me. This guy has a warhammer. This is a fire skeleton, and this is a staggering skeleton. They'll like its spell staggers. And this is my giant. Uh, my boys killed the giant. It took them a while, but they did it. So I brought him back to life because my where is it? Dread zombie. Yeah, 55. And these guys are all level 50, so it works. Uh, I was just kind of showing off that it's all just conjuration and some illusion, uh, which is very difficult because these guys get stuck a lot and they don't have a lot of health, so they like these guys can't like die unless I destroy them, but uh, they get like into like a defeated state like other NPCs that are like essential. Um, and they don't do anything for a while. And so I'd be running around in circles trying to avoid getting hit, or I'd have to use theory. I don't like using command because um, it just feels kind of cheesy because it works too well, um, and also because if I command a creature and it for some reason it still like attacks my skeletons, or my skeletons want to attack it, and then they'll attack my skeletons. And because the commanded creature is like affiliated with me, it thinks I broke it. Therefore, it'll just deposit the bones back in my inventory, which he's thinking about something, uh, which weighs me down because I have way too much equipment on me. Even though the point of being a mage, you have to carry light, but I have a lot of potions and a lot of ingredients because I'm just waiting for Folk Firebeard to give me my house back, or rather, give me the quest to go deal with Patema. I already cleared out the Wolf Skull Cave the first time, and now I just gotta um, wait a couple days for the letter to come back to me. Because you can't just go back to him and wait for the courier to come to you. Um, let's see here. I should probably get like a better spell list, but um, not a spell list. I should get a better mod list. The problem is that I can't access my mods like normally, uh, because I downloaded a lot through Bethesda.net, which I can't access because I don't want to update my game because it'll just mess it up, and I can't really I could disable them, but I don't want to uninstall them because I don't know what does what. Like I had a mod that if you saw my other video, like every conjuration thing gave like a +1. So you click this and it'll give you a +1, or this it'll give you a +1. to your summons, which I kind of felt was a little bit overpowered, especially because I was going to rely on skeletons a lot more. But I had to like go through and like find out how to disable that because people will like don't name the .esps or whatever it is in a way that's useful. You're just gonna go through it, which isn't really on them because usually you should install it through Nexus because Bethesda's .net kind of sucks, as evident by the fact that I can't even use it because I don't want to update my game. But all right, let's kill this guy. Let's see how quickly this giant deals with him. There's some skeletons. Oh, there we go. Smashed. Yeah, see, they go down. They don't actually, What are you doing? Finish him off! He's gonna get back up! He's healing! There we are. My skeleton got him. There we are. Thanks for nothing, Jackass. Oh, also, I named my character Steve Lichman because, it's funny. Oh, that would have been cool on my other character. Yeah, that's the problem. I have this mod, all the mods that like make two-handed more viable. So, where's my potions? I can take that. Let's see what kind of loot I got. Yeah, like, normally, two-handed weapons suck in Skyrim, but I have the mod that makes them more fun to use. Also, like, the very first thing I found, on this character was I killed a silver hand, and it had, like, an enchanted silver sword, which would have been really, really cool on my... What did I just pick up? Oh well. Which would have been cool on my other character, because he was a two-handed sword user who was kind of like... Ooh. Oh, that's destruction. Which I don't use. Yeah, I'm finding so much... I found so many cool two-handed enchanted weapons. Oh, the Orcish Mace, I think that's what it was. Yeah, I'm gonna... Actually, how much? 105, 15. Yeah, this is worth a lot more and weighs less. Yeah, I find all of the cool loot that for characters that I'm not playing. Like I just been keeping this bound sword spell tome I found on me like 15 levels ago. 10 levels ago, that I just have refused to use because I don't want to sell it, but I also don't want to use it because, sure, it's a conjuration character, but it's a conjuration character who only uses summons and reanimated dead and skeletons. The original idea I had was that it'd be ethical necromancy, with the joke being that he would just reanimate animals, and then also Argonians and Khajiit, because that's like the joke that they're not really people, and soul traps them. But it's remarkably hard to go through with just illusion. I may do that as a video, but I don't feel like having to record several hours of me just failing. Um, Although with Ordinator, Apocalypse, and a few other mods I have, mainly all by the one guy, makes illusion a lot more viable. Like the command is just really good. This is a good spell here. This is fun. It makes whenever they attack you, they take damage. Which I only used it like once or twice, but because I felt like it kind of didn't fit the spirit of the playthrough, which is to just not actually do direct damage. There's restoration spells that do damage. I don't have any, but you could find them, and then also restoration. Here we are. Necromantication. It gives you spells that do poison and disease damage, which is fun if you're playing like this little section of here. If you're playing like a vampire, you can play like a vampire, plague doctor kind of character. That'd be fun. Or just like a regular necromancer, using poison and disease. And then there's Hallowed Burial. Like here are these ones: Sunblast, Holy Hands, and Still Core, which just deals damage to undead, like an explosion and shit, and turn undead, which actually do have turn undead, which I like. It's a terrible effect, but I like how it goes out in a wave, and it can affect like multiple creatures. Like I wished it was more destruction, or even like illusion spells that like did stuff like that, or even like a soul trap, because there's soul trap, which just fills a soul gem, and then the mod also adds soul cloak, which it just adds a cloak to you that creatures in the area die. When they die, they fill a soul gem. There actually is a spell where it says all targets fill soul gem, which maybe that means it acts like this. That'd be cool if it is, just because I like the way that wave comes out. In Sacrosanct Vampires, it changes the way you get like a spell that does that. Like when you're a vampire lord, it like sends out a wave and it hits everything, which is really cool. Because it's either like an explosion that knocks shit around, which is like annoying, or it's a single target thing. But the wave is cool. And I'm not gonna be a vampire in this playthrough, because even though like that's powerful, especially with Sacrosanct, it kind of sucks if you're not using mods. But the reason I'm not gonna be a vampire is because there's the In Their Footsteps quest mod where you could turn to a lich. And I'd rather be a lich on this character because that's the whole joke. Like I said, the original idea was I was going to be like an ethical lich, like only soul trapping animals and Argonians and Khajiit, because it's funny. The joke being that he's like not ethical at all. It just he says he is. and I think that conflicts with the vampire lord thing. It's kind of like how you could become a werewolf and it'll undo the vampire lord curse, but when you can go back to him and say, "Hey, I became a werewolf to complete the companion's quest." He gets pissed at you and like fixes it, and like you get put back to being a vampire lord, and you can basically do that forever. You can never like get locked out of it because I don't know, I guess Bethesda's afraid of that. Like you cure yourself, but I don't. I think it resets the perks though, which I feel like you get like it just becomes harder to do if you get reset. Kind of like how legendary skills kind of suck because if it's anything other than not conjuration, anything other than smithing, then you're just kind of screwing yourself because like you can't use your main skills to like set back to 15 or 25 or whatever. Like if I go back to 25, I straight up can't use half my kit. Well, I guess bone collector I could use, but then I'd have to travel everywhere, travel all the way up to the shrines to do it. I'd get less bones, and I'd have less skeletons. I'd they wouldn't last as long, and I did constantly block my way, which that's a cool quality of life thing, where you could make them disappear for a bit. Oh, my potion ran out. I was talking too long. Do I have ease burden? I do. Which is kind of cheating, kind of, but like you could do this stuff in like Oblivion, which apparently is coming out. They're making an Oblivion thing, which I'm more interested in Skywind than Skyblivion, just because like I feel like Morrowind's aesthetic lends itself better than Oblivion's. Like Oblivion is like pretty, like a painting, but Skyrim and Morrowind are kind of like rough around the edges, which is, you know, the aesthetic. They're gloomy. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna end this here because I have no idea what I'm also gonna talk about. Yeah.